Wait. That's better, right? Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As usual, disclaimer, I have kids and I apologize. All right, so let's get to this video. So today I wanted to do the counter argument to my Sisterlocks video, the cons of Sisterlocks. So today it's going to be the amazing pros of Sisterlocks. I've already done a lock it 10 reasons you should lock your hair, which is for locks in general. So this video I'm going to try to concentrate on Sisterlocks in particular, but because Sisterlocks are locks, it's possible that I overlap. First reason I would say is the grid. People talk about this grid. I mean, it's like so much admiration for how the craftsmanship and the technique to get that super straight grid. People want to imitate it, emulate it. People want to have it even if they don't get Sisterlocks. They really want that grid, and I agree, the grid is amazing. It allows you to do pretty much anything you'd like to do with your hair, part it whichever way you'd like. You have no limitations. The grid is like the one, it's not the number one reason I don't think that people would get Sisterlocks, but the grid is really a good pro of this hairstyle. I mean, this grid in particular, the way that it is calculated, meticulous, is very important to Sisterlocks as a company. The grid is one of the things that also determines if you have Sisterlocks or not. So my number one reason here is the grid. The second pro, I guess, of the Sisterlocks hairstyle is the sizing. So the Sisterlocks are on the small size of the lock family, and it's a sizing that is depending on your hair itself, your density, your strands and everything. It really allows for hairstyle versatility. It allows for lightness. It allows also for your hair to retain its curl pattern for a very long time. So I don't know if that's a pro for everyone, but for me, I think it is. The fact that my hair can retain the hair pattern for a few years after installation, it's pretty cool. I mean, of course you like your hair to lock because you don't want to be vulnerable to things happening to your hair like bunching, unraveling, and slippage. But also when your hair is soft, it's not locked yet, so it's soft and it's thin, it's easier to style. I can feel the difference between the locks that are locked and the locks that are not yet locked. Sisterlocks still remain really small, so in the end you'll still be able to do a lot with your hair. The fact that the sizing is really small enables you to do a lot with it, and the fact that the sizing is really small also allows you to keep your curl pattern and to keep your natural hairs, how would I say, characteristics longer. Of course, this also depends on your hair type, but the sizing is a pro because if you are looking into getting locks and you like the smaller types, Sisterlocks has developed a system to size your hair in a way that is conducive to having a good set of locks. I think that you get, depending on your curl pattern and your hair density, you can get like a small, medium, large, or medium, large, small. Depending on how your hair is throughout your head, you will have different sizes of locks, and your consultant will determine what types of locks you will get, but it will always be in the small lock family. For me, it's a pro. I don't know if people agree. Let me know down below if you agree with my pros, and also let me know down below if you have other pros as to why you chose Sisterlocks. Please don't hesitate, leave them down below. So the next pro is the interlocking method, because I've seen a lot of locks over the past 2-3 years, I'm guessing. Let's say 3-4 years. I love the lock system. The lock family. Locked hair is beautiful. To me, I love locks. But when I was looking into the type of locks that I thought I would like, I always gravitated more towards the interlocked hair more than the palm rolled hair. I don't know why. I had no idea about anything really, but just looking at pictures and looking at how the hair developed over the years. Shout out to all the women who have shared their journeys on YouTube. either it being Sisterlocks journey, microlocks journey, traditional locks journey, all the journeys. I've watched so many videos on locks before deciding on my hair. Shout out to everyone who's done the work. This is why I'm here right now sharing my journey. I really gravitated towards more the interlocked look. So I don't know, it's more like the consistency of how it locks and how the hair is just interlocked, the technique and everything. If you don't make mistakes along the way, and even when you make mistakes, things happen with your hair that are unforeseen, and it's not the end of the world. Your hair is not affected by just one lock having a knot in it or the interlocking going wrong at a certain point. As long as the integrity of the lock itself is not affected, and even if it's just one lock that's affected and you lose a lock, you can grow it back. It's fine, you know, it's not the end of the world. So for me anyways, I feel like the interlocking method was pretty. It looked nice and it looked like it would be okay. Interlocking is time consuming, so it's not always the best choice for everyone, but it's a great way, and it's the only way to maintain Sisterlocks. It was studied and evaluated and everything by Dr. Joanne Cornwell, and I trust the system because I've seen women who've had Sisterlocks for years and their hair looks amazing. So I trust the system, and I trust that it's a hairstyle that can work for people, and I'm hoping that it will be the same for me. So far so good, even with the difficulties I've had in not retightening on a regular schedule in 2021. My hair is still doing really well. And the next pro, in my opinion, I put it as a pro, it can also be a con depending, but the next pro is someone else than yourself will do your hair for the foreseeable future. I decided to get Sisterlocks because I didn't want to do my hair anymore. I was natural for years, for almost 5 years I think it was, and before that I was relaxed and I was taking care of my hair myself, and I grew tired of it. With everything that I needed to do, everything that was required to maintain a good hair journey, I thought it was a lot, and then I just wanted to give up because I mentioned this a lot in my previous videos, but it was not working out for me. And so I was thinking, let me just cut my hair, keep it short and move on, you know? And then I had this idea, before I cut my hair, why don't I just lock my hair? A lot of people I know around me had done it and they were really happy with the result. And I was like, oh, I don't know if locks are for me because my hair was so fine. I thought locks were not good for fine hair. But then this is another pro. It's the best style for fine hair actually. So I decided to try it. I researched it, came across Sisterlocks and said, yeah, Sisterlocks seemed to be the right idea for me. And the rest is history, with a few bumps on the road there before getting to finally deciding on this hairstyle. But yeah, Sisterlocks are, in my opinion, the best style you can choose if you don't want to have to take care of your hair yourself. You can also, of course, wear weaves and wigs and stuff like that, for sure. But if you're into natural hair, but you are tired of taking care of your hair, probably locks are for you. And if you have the budget to do weaves and wigs and stuff like that, you have the budget to do Sisterlocks for sure. So I would say go for Sisterlocks. Of course, the caveat is you have to find a loctician in your area. If I look at here in my area, they're pretty much all booked up. They don't have a space or enough availabilities for new clients, most of them. I think as the pandemic is winding down, probably more consultants will be popping up. So keep looking on the sisterlocks.com website for your area. I don't think everyone should try Sisterlocks, but for the people who really want to, it's not for everyone. It's for you. If you can afford to, you know, have to do your hair at least once a month, if you can afford to put money aside for an installation, which will not be cheap, if you can afford it, I think think it's the best style for people who wear braids all the time, for people who wear wigs all the time, for people who wear crochet all the time, for people who wear weave all the time. Think about it, because a lot of people do that because they like to change up their hair. But if you do it because you want something that's low maintenance, that you don't have to put in a lot of work to look good, Sisterlocks are a great alternative. My next pro is that they enhance your hair. I mentioned this a little before. For people who have fine hair, Sisterlocks will help you with that, because each strand of lock will gather shedded hair and make it thicker. So after a few months, your hair will already start to look thicker and thicker. And this is what my hair is looking like. And I will show footage of it pre-locks, and also I'll show footage of it in the beginning of my journey. My hair was really fine. I thought it was really cute. Not the very first day, but it was okay. The very first day, I didn't mind. I installed on a Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, I didn't see anybody really. And then I think I washed my hair the Saturday after that first Saturday, and then my hair looked great after that. So I think I spent 1 week with my hair looking iffy and frizzy and stringy, yet still loved it right away. Thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd done to my hair. Imagine that. I'm someone who, when I got a fresh perm, I didn't like the fact that my hair was so flat on my head. So imagine that. But I feel like Sisterlocks do enhance your hair for fine hair. Instead of looking stringy and see-through like I thought, it just enhanced it. And I think that even for thicker hair, it just gives you an instant style. It just gives you freedom to not have to stress over your hair. That's another pro. So yeah, in my opinion, it does enhance your natural hair, makes it look instantly beautiful, makes it instantly easy to manage. Yeah, I think that's a pro. Next pro that I wrote down is, I don't know if it's a pro for everybody, but you do attract the curiosity of people, especially for Black women. I mean, other people, it's kind of weird when they come up to me and ask me questions about my hair, but for Black women, you can see it's genuine, their interest. They want to know what you did. They want to know if they can do it themselves. They want to know like how long it took. They want to know what the process is. People ask me, do I have to redo them? They don't really understand that they're locks, so I have to go into it a little bit and explain that no, they're locks. It's like dreadlocks. You just keep them. They just stay on your head, and you let them evolve and grow and thicken up on their own. And then you have to retighten the roots so that when you have new growth, it doesn't unravel too much, or it doesn't look too bad. Ooh, So yeah, I have people coming up to me asking me questions, asking me for my loctician's phone number, my loctician's Instagram. So I'm really happy to be able to give that kind of information and be able to educate people on Sisterlocks, because most people had never heard of Sisterlocks. Most people had never seen Sisterlocks. I had never heard of Sisterlocks before trying to get into microlocks, so I understand how they feel, because I had no idea this was a possibility for me. It's a pro. Sharing something beautiful about Black hair to other Black women is a pro. That may be a little bit controversial, but the next pro is you change people's minds about locks in general, because I see that a lot of people have preconceived idea on locks. They think that locks are unprofessional. They think that locks are not clean. They think that locks are associated with drug dealers, drug users, and things like that. They have these ideas about locks that are so wrong. And I think that people in different types of socioeconomic places in society wearing locks will show to people that locks are regular, and that locks are good, and that locks are a very viable and acceptable way of doing your hair. In my opinion, that's a great thing. It's not Sisterlocks on their own, it's people wearing locks in general, because a lot of people I know don't wear Sisterlocks, they wear locks or micro locks. So people wearing locks in general, but people wearing Sisterlocks too, will help people evolve from those preconceived negative ideas about locks. I hope so. I hope that the more people wear locks, the more people understand that locks are just a regular hairstyle that people do because they like it. And the last pro I have on my list is no more daily styling. Again, this point also piggybacks on the micro locks, locks, all locks. You don't have to do much daily styling when you're wearing locks. When you're wearing Sisterlocks, same thing. You don't have to do much. So you can do something simple like this. You can use a simple elastic to tie your hair up whichever way you want, as a bun, top knot, half up. You can do different types of style. For people who like to do things to their hair, you can braid it to do a braid out the next day, twist it, same thing, to do loose curls. You can go a little further and do lock rollers. I forget the names of the lock curls things that you use, but you can do a lot if you want to. But in the morning when you get up, you just shake and go, and you don't have to do much if you don't feel like it. So you do your hair when you feel like it. You can put it in a ponytail. There's not a lot that you need to do to look good, and you don't have to spend 30 minutes or even 10 minutes to do it. It can be just 1 minute or 2. That's about it. That's everything that I had on my list. I hope this is useful. I love my locks, and if you are really strong in your desire to get Sisterlocks, go for it. I don't necessarily promote it to everyone because I think that it takes a certain type of person to get Sisterlocks, but if you're looking into it, that might be you. And so don't hesitate. Ask questions. I am really open to answering all kinds of questions about my hair. And that's it for the video. Again, do all the YouTube things, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.